Once upon a time, in the vast icy reaches of northern Jorvik, a group of people called the Kallters lived at Isengate in the Valley of the Hidden Dinosaur. Known for their wisdom, unique culture, and a deep connection to the mystical energies of Jorvik, the Kallters captured the hearts of many players in Star Stable Online, though one day they would disappear. But why? November 26, 2014. A mysterious quest was added into the game. The quest was given by Nick Stoneground in Dino Valley, who faced concerns about his expedition regarding the search of a Yeti. While we, the player, search for the Yeti, we come across a mysterious kind of people named Kallters. The quest starts off with the mysterious people trying to speak to us in a language that we don't understand. After the first dialogue, the Kallters express that they come in peace and wish to communicate with us. Nanook introduces himself and his associate Sedna. Nanook then goes on to explain that he and Sedna are part of the Kallters' outer expedition team, which occasionally journey beyond the borders of their society. Then, a reputation quest is started with the Kallters, as Nanook states that they don't trust you enough to trade with them yet. Throughout the reputation quest, you need to help them gather the resources that they need in exchange that we get to buy their clothes and gear, and eventually their horses. The Kallters are very mysterious people, and we know that they live beyond the Isengate located in the Valley of the Hidden Dinosaur, but very little is known about them. They seem to have no contact with the outside world, but yet seem to have more knowledge than the Keepers of Aideen themselves. There are a lot of theories around the Kallters, which we will get to, but first, let's take a look at what we do know about them. If we take a look at this picture, which is a screenshot from a book found in Fripp's library, we can see what we know to be true about the Kallters. First off, they share a unique bond with Jorvik's horses, especially a breed that closely resembles the modern fjord horse. They have shown an interest in trade with the outside world, but no curiosity about our affairs. Their society is pre-industrial. They show no evidence of using technology from the outside world. Living so close to the Enjamad that is Garnuk's fury, they are exposed to magical energies beyond anything we in the rest of Jorvik can fathom. There are legends of the culture having horses whose footsteps turn water into ice and serving a queen with a heart of ice. But these are just rumors and should be treated as such. September 20th, 2018. Star Stable released an unusual news article on their website. It was posted on a Thursday and didn't come hand in hand with an update like the news article usually do. In this article, the Star Stable team released their plans about a new fjord horse being in the making. In the same post, we get to know that the Kallters will be leaving Star Stable for good, and that we have limited time to buy the fjord horses. Star Stable then goes on to say, so why are the Kallters leaving along with the fjord horses? We're not exactly sure at this point, but rumor has it that something strange is going on in the Valley of the Hidden Dinosaur. This news article shocked a lot of players, as they now had a 3-week period to buy their final Gen 1 fjord horse. For good. The Star Stable team said the following in their news post. As we move forward with new content and features, older content in the game may need to be removed. Though this is true and it makes sense, this doesn't really explain why the Kallters needed to be removed, as they have a questline of their own which could function without the fjord horses. But anyways, this statement suggests that we will have a new update relating to Isengate or just the Valley of the Hidden Dinosaur in general. After the removal of the fjords and the Kallters, a kind of farewell quest was added into the game, where we for the first time are able to see what is behind the Isengate. Behind the gate there's a frozen alleyway which the Kallters enter as they're departing. As the Kallters enters the Isengate, a roar is heard echoing through the valley, suggesting that something big is going on in the valley. However, 5 years have passed and we are yet to have received any further storyline to this quest. So who knows what that sound was? A Reddit post made in 2023 by Round Associate 8136 mentioned their personal theory to why the Kallters were removed. The person states that the reason the Kallters were removed from the game was due to racial stereotypes. The Kallters could be seen as harmful stereotypes and racist, which is why SSO had to remove them. The person then goes on to say that they had heard this from a Swedish YouTuber who works with Star Stable Online. But what exactly do they mean by this? How could the Kallters be seen as a stereotype, you might ask? Well, many people suggest that the Kallters bear resemblance to Inuits and Yupik cultures, among other native people of northern Canada, Alaska, Greenland, and eastern Siberia, or the indigenous people of Scandinavia, Sami people, which would make sense as the Kallters are historically the indigenous people of Jorvik. Another theory of why the Kallters were removed is found in the Star Stable forum. One person suggests that Star Stable removed the Kallters because they didn't know what to do with the old fjords as soon as the Gen 3 fjords released. If they were to place the old fjords into the horse market, it would make the Kallter questline kinda redundant, and therefore Star Stable decided to move Kallters altogether. While I believe that this is a possible theory, I don't think this is the reason why they were removed. As of now, there's still mentions in the game, including a vision from Avalon about the Kallters, and there's a book in Fripp's office that contains historical information about them. This just shows how the Kallters were initially planned to be a bigger part of the main quest. Star Stable made it seem like this was a questline that we were going to continue, which is why I don't really believe that they would be removed only because of this small issue with not knowing what to do with the old horses. One person at Reddit states, I honestly think it's worse taking them away, because aren't they removing indigenous representation? Clearly they are inspired by the Sami, but they don't claim to be actual Sami or Inuit, and they are on an entirely fictional world with a fictional culture. SSO has been really ramping up racial diversity and inclusion these past years, so now it seems worse. Where is the indigenous representation? Another person states, personally, I had always seen them as simple but effective portrayals of a close community. With some help from sensitivity writers and research, they could have expanded their questline, and they could have been an educational opportunity to teach players about respecting close cultures and communities while still interacting with them as said communities set rules and boundaries. Yet, they were removed while the quests about us running around, basically endangering Dino Valley's ecosystem by awakening random Pandorian and Druidic magic are all there, or digging up fossils without a care in the world. And some people are discussing how remains of the Kallters are still in game. They did not remove them, they actually play a huge role in the main story quest. If you remember, they went through the Ice Gate a few years back. Spoiler, when you and the Soul Riders are gathered in Frapp's room, seeing what options you have to save him, the Kallters are brought up in conversation. They're also seen watching the player during another quest. When you and the are gathered in Frapp's room. Anyways, we also have to remember that technical constraints most likely played a role in their removal. The Kallters' assets were created years ago and didn't align with the improved graphical and design standards of the newer updates. Upgrading their area to meet these standards would have required significant resources, which the developers probably felt could be allocated to other parts of the game. The Valley of the Hidden Dinosaur is believed to being currently worked on by the Star Stable team, and the Star Stable community has theorized about the upcoming content in the Valley for a long time. There are things that we in fact know about in relation to it, but have not been released yet, such as Ashland, Isendell, and Mystic Valley. Mystic Valley seems to be updated with newer textures, suggesting that it's being worked on. Players have also reported seeing black and yellow textures near the valley, which suggests that it's being updated in the near future. In the book about the Kallters, there's also mention about how the Kallters serve a queen with a heart of ice. These are just rumors though, according to the book, but what if they do serve the Queen of Ice? Would that be Katya? Some players believe that the Valley of the Hidden Dinosaur is for now a project abandoned by the Star Stable team, although the Dino Valley update seems to be in the making, but it is impossible to say when it will be released, and if the Kallters will have any part in it. There is also a possibility that the Star Stable team will just scrap the whole Kallter storyline and make something completely new, such as what they did in the Hollow Woods. If this is to happen, Why would Star Stable not have removed all material related to the Kallters in the quests? We simply don't know. As Star Stable continues to grow and evolve, it's worth reflecting on how the game's history shapes its future. The Kallters were a beloved part of Jorvik, and it seems like for a lot of players, their removal was kind of sad. But who knows, it's still possible that the Kallters will be brought back to the game, but maybe in a reimagined form. We'll see. I also just want to say Happy New Year to everyone, and I hope that 2025 will be a good year for all of you. And who knows, maybe 2025 has some Dino Valley updates in store for us, or who knows, maybe we will have another area or something else big happen in the Star Stable universe. But that was it for this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment below if you have an idea of other videos that you want to see, or just what you think about this video. So yeah, I'll see you. Bye!